Hey, everybody. It's a wrap. Day 17 of the Web Agency Summit is over. No, it just feels like
No, there's one more day. What are you talking about?
I said, no, I know. It's one more day. We got to get to day 18 tomorrow. It's going to be great.
But
And
we're already losing our sense of self. At least I am. After being on here broadcasting for 4 days straight.
what is it? Is it that we have to be on, like that we're like performing for the whole day? Because I feel like I'm kind of like that anyway. Is it the lights? It could be the lights.
Yeah,
It's the
maybe
lights. So Vito and I talked about it this morning before you woke up. Got onto the stage.
Uh-huh.
It's the lights. My eyes are scratchy at the end of the day from being on studio the whole time.
Yeah,
Do you
I
want
just
the-
want
what did you
to
say?
point out that I just want to point out lights on stage, like Vito knows how to do this. Just like
Right.
for everybody who doesn't
Oh.
know that, like,
Mhm.
yeah, Vito.
for short periods of time. Here it's like 15 hours a day in my
Yeah,
face.
but you also practice and you play guitar and you then headbang with your glasses on.
Mhm.
Like that's just want to point out. It's
I
very
never
hard.
thought of that. Doing it with glasses on.
My glasses actually
That's like-
shot into the crowd a couple of times, and in my mind I was like, okay, am I playing or just concerned that I'm not gonna have glasses for the rest of the event and someone's gonna stomp it? But people were nice, just kind of kept handing it back to me.
That is
It's like
hilarious.
his glasses are simply crowd surfing at the Cloud Fest.
That's right.
Mhm. It's like also kind of a little bit like geriatric rock star vibe. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we're all in that boat for sure. That's the genre.
But we have a
Anyway.
new guest here today. I'm actually
so- oh,
pointing
yeah.
Well,
out
yeah,
the
you, Jacoby brought a stunt double. He brought
Yes.
another Robert just in case.
stunt Robert.
He brought a stunt Robert. We got Robert
I'm up
squared.
for everything. Even fighting with Robert in a real ring. I'm not sure if you know that, but at Cloudfest there was a real boxing ring,
Right.
and Robert Jacoby was the MC of this ring.
What?
Even with sound and like blasting and like really, yeah, it was.
Did you have a
very
mic
nice.
coming down from the sky?
That's right. The
Yeah.
mic came from the sky. There was smoke in the back when you got into the ring. I had the bow tie on. It was ridiculous.
And then
but a
you
lot
have
of
to do
fun.
like with their arm where you're like, and the winner is, and you hold their arm up.
No.
Next year.
Look, this even my
But
cat.
let's, so Robert, I'm gonna take the opportunity to introduce you. Joining us. First of all, hello everyone. We're wrapping day 4 here. We're gonna do some really cool stuff over the upcoming hour. First of all, we're gonna go through some of the sessions or all of the sessions that we're running today, and basically we're gonna try and compile a collection of golden nuggets, just like kind of a summary, a TLDR, if you will, of this past day. And I'm joined by my hosts Stephanie and Robert Jacoby right here, as well as Robert right here below, from the CIO of Side. And he also had a session today, so we're going to be talking about this. And we're joined by Andrew Palmer as well. How are you? That's very good.
Andrew, he was holding it down in the networking lounge all day.
I've left
Right.
Michael in charge and Taco in charge, giving some good tips on
Nice.
Progress Planner.
Nice.
And at the end of this session, this hour, we're also going to raffle $500. So who wants some money? So really why we're doing this again, the whole point is to make sure that you invest in yourself and stick around for this entire week. Join the sessions, consume the content. And if you invest in yourself, then we're also happy to invest in you. So we created this little Web Agency Summit fund, and every day, $500, 500, as Steph calls it, smackaroos, right? That
500 big ones.
Yeah, big ones. And
500
then
greenback.
tomorrow, the final day for the after party, we're going to be raffling $2,500. So if you want to join, come on in. The water is warm. There's still a full day, and all of the replays are already in there. And if you want to join the raffle, go to right here above my head in the header of the Summit platform. You'll see a button or a nav item that says $5,000. So click on that, and you're gonna get a chance to win. And we're gonna let you know who won today, who is the winner today, and we're also gonna do a bit of a showcase of their website alongside it. So yeah.
Point of order, Vito. We still have that extra 500 we have to figure out what to do with.
Right.
Also, why are you yelling?
We have to
I
math
don't
the math.
understand it.
I've lost my
Jacoby's
voice
yelling.
talking. I can't. Oh, hi, Austin.
I want to turn your volume down a little bit, just a little bit. We're
Okay.
going like a low key rap party today, Robert.
Yeah, it's
We don't have
it's
to bring the
late,
hype right
Robert.
now.
It's late.
It's late. Wait, no yelling. What happened to Andrew?
And so let's get
Okay.
started. I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna start diving into the content from today. If you're watching this from outside, please join in. At the beginning and the end of every single day, we're broadcasting this not only inside the Summit platform here on the live track section, but also externally. So if you're there, come on in. Summit.adarim.io.
That's summit.adarim.io.
Exactly that. Are you all ready to dive in?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Especially because the first 2 or 3 are Jacoby.
Oh, yeah. It was boom, boom, boom this morning.
Thank you, everyone that has been joining us here on the chat. And of course, thank you so much to all of our sponsors, all the partners that have joined us this week or for this year. This includes Omnisend, GoDaddy, Adarim, of course, Real Time Register, Cloudways, Pressable, Rocket.net, Progress Planner, WP Engine, Stellar WP, Managed WP, 20i, Grade, Modular, DS, Market Goo, Marvelers, Kinstack, Convesio, Crocoblocks, Focus, WP, which is by Stephanie right here, Umbrella WP, Qbox Mail, Big Scoots, Two Cows, Open SRS, Termageddon, our friend from Termageddon as well, and of course WP Stream, who's bringing you the stream here in the session track. And yeah, we have an idea of spending the remaining $500 on a party. I'm not against that, dog. Let's see what we can do. So we're gonna head over to the replays, and we're gonna see all of the sessions that we had today, starting with this one, the AI-powered web agency, where agencies should leverage AI and where they shouldn't. This is a panel by WP Engine. Yes, is that a WP Engine's panel? Yes, right. Robert, you were there. Please tell us.
There was no WP Engine there, so this was.
Sorry about that. Yeah. And
this was Crowd Favorite, Human Made, RT Camp, and Seahawk Media, and
big agency.
That
discussion. Thumbnail capture is wild. Look at Tom. Tom will not support that thumbnail. Oh no, you're just pausing it. Okay.
It's just Vito. He can't help scrolling and playing.
So this sounded like an incredible session on paper. What actually happened? So if people don't know, who are these people as well?
So it was better than on paper because you have folks that are taking what they've learned and implemented and processed really for enormous web clients. So all of these folks are very well-known, large enterprise agencies that have to have process and thinking and direction and curation on what they do, and specifically with AI, because there are tons of benefits of utilizing AI. But when you get to a certain level of customer, you really need to be thoughtful on how that's exposed. And in fact, at the highest level of customer, even if it's not like a direct regulatory requirement, say financial services or healthcare, there are a lot of considerations around AI and how that needs to be safe for the customer, safe for the product you're developing, all the way up and down sort of that software bill of sale, if that's what you want to call it. A lot of companies are worried about their IP leaking into publicly available AI language models and things like that. So it was fascinating to learn on how to be really smart and transparent about how AI is used with customers. So tons of best practices, and you're really hearing from some of the top web agencies really in the world. And a lot of it is absolutely transferable to small agencies and how you can start building processes today to scale. And which is great because that gets bookended at the last session of the day as well.
We've got another pop-in. Jen Harris is here.
I was
Hello.
looking at the wrong monitor. Hi, Jen.
Ben, how you doing?
Hello.
And Ben, I see you're in the chat. I sent you a DM in the Summit platform. If you want to join us as well, I sent you the link. I think you should probably have an email from Disha for it too, if you want to come hang out.
That's very cool.
That's it.
So we started with the first session, and we're going to get to Jen's session and Robert's session in a few minutes as well. Robert, you also have a perspective on this because you guys are as well an enterprise-grade WordPress agency, very similar to the folks that were on this panel here as well. What is your take on? Let's pick one of those questions that I'm seeing here, and see what you're thinking about this. So where should agencies draw the line between AI automation and human expertise in their projects?
So I would think I would say one needs to inform the others. So the human expertise as like RAG or other solutions can be part of the thing that like really empowers automation of like learning from the humans from the stuff. Like if you have for example a fixed model like open source model that you simply use, and then you can have stuff next to it as a prompt or as a RAG model that you simply enable the AI to constantly index the stuff that you're having. Like for example, Cloudflare released a new product with AutoRag that enables like that you have permanently your content there and use open source models. So it's really something where the human experience and the learning and the values you have will be then the baseline the AI automation is like running on.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's exactly the way that I would draw the line, exactly in that spot. And right after this, we jumped into a session with Theo here from bubble.io. And I'm going to bring that screen here. And I was hosting him here. It was very interesting. This kind of walkthrough of their platform and how it evolved. I shared a bit of a story on how at the beginning, when we were creating the platform for the summit, I wanted to create something really quick. So I said, okay, let's give Bubble a try. And it was actually a pleasure to work with the tool. The main reason why we didn't go with this was for the scalability of the system. Plus, I also felt very comfortable in WordPress to kind of wrangle it to submission. And so was eventually all built on WordPress. But he took us through some of the elements of what they're thinking about this. And I think that one of the more interesting perspectives about AI as because this was kind of the later discussion of it, where Bubble is going when it comes to AI. And by the way, this is the largest no-code platform that is currently out there for web apps and mobile applications. And I think that the more interesting part for me was their perspective or how they're coming into this game. Because when you see those tools like Lovable and Bolt.new and those kind of prompt to project kind of tools that are popping up now, and they're just kind of like spitting out code and hopefully it works. And if not, they're trying to correct it as they come along. But Bubble already has a massive foundation of actually creating a product, designing a product in a specific way. They call it like the Bubble language. So they can be miles ahead for more complex projects using AI compared to those tools that after a couple of prompts, you have security problems, you have authentication problems, you have all kinds of different bugs that are coming out there as complexity evolves. But I think that this is actually a much better approach rather than to just spit out raw code, build it on top of a framework that can already support these complex applications, but just create a different interface to interact with it in exactly the same way. So this was really interesting to see how they're tackling this. And he also discussed their agency program, how it evolved over the year. Was fascinating talk. So if you're looking for a tool to get ideas out really quickly, build internal tools like internal for the internal team, things like that, but also dashboards, e-commerce, decoupling WordPress. Even we had a discussion about that, using WordPress as the backend and Bubble as the front end. Super easy system, and this was an interesting discussion. And right after that, I think it was Robert that hosted the Omnisend.
Yep. Greg from Omnisend talking about automations, and
I couldn't. I had this on, and I was like in the middle of 10 other things, and I was like, man, I can't write this down. Like it sounded like that was like full of nuggets, huh?
I know there's a lot of email involved in this discussion, Steph, so I hope that it wasn't too traumatizing.
Well,
but
yes, but it's automated.
It is,
Not
and
do it.
there were a lot of like screenshots of tools and whatnot, but really the interesting nuggets boiled down to how do you make those decisions? When and why should you make decisions within the automation process? Looking at the value of a purchase, how does that change per customer, month over month, and those averages, and where do you want automation to kick in to be like, hey, if you buy 10 more dollars of product, you'll get free shipping, or things like that. So all the decision trees were fascinating to go through. You already have it on the screen there. Talking about the welcome email, the customizing of workflows, also things like just a thank you email for no good reason at all. Greg gave a great example of his wife receiving a thank you for visiting the site where she hadn't purchased anything, but because the email was crafted so nicely and it literally just said thank you, she was like, oh, I really do like those lanterns though. Maybe I should go back to that site and check it out. So there was, we've all heard of cart abandonment, but there was a long discussion on browse abandonment. So how do you get those window shoppers to actually come back into the store? Great conversation. Tons of useful nuggets. And please rewatch that one.
Yeah, I
really
definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely on my rewatch list. That one. I was like you, Stephanie. I was multitasking, doing all sorts of bits and pieces. Had it in the background. I was like, I really wish I was taking notes on this one.
It was so good.
Well,
You still
welcome,
can.
Ben.
That's the best part.
Maybe
Yeah. How you doing?
I am awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. So for those that are watching, Ben also was one of the speakers today. We're going to get to your session as well as we're going through the roundup here. All of your notes all of your thoughts and ideas are valid. Just the way that we deal with it here in this 6-styled table is jungle law. The loudest wins. So stand your ground.
Well, that's why Stephanie muted my mic. Got it.
So you got to cool down, Robert.
On purpose, Robert.
Wouldn't be the first time.
And perfect. So from this, I'm going to move on to the next one, where we had episode 2 of the security show by Robert Jacoby. Right? That was the premise.
Episode 2, the Battle of the Mustaches.
No, that was episode 1. Yeah, I don't think there was a.
Poor Tom with no mustache.
I mean,
But I'll hit you with a hockey stick, so you know.
So, Stephanie, what from? I know you're not so much on the security side, and I think Jacoby already told us that he likes to go deep. What happened there from your perspective?
I mean, I can still hang. I thought it was a great
For
chat.
sure.
I was just extremely frustrated because I was having tech problems. So that detracted from my enjoyment of the thing. In fact, Tom Rafe said I was doing the robot, which is
Well,
extra
Tom's
funny from
not
Tom
a
Rafe
very
for
good
some reason. I don't
dancer,
know.
so
I love that dude. But yeah, so it's a lot of really smart people talking about what to do for security. They in the end we got around to your you'll never guess AI, and
Oh,
they were
really?
talking
Wow.
about
shock.
yeah, and they were talking about how how AI can be used on both sides of the equation, where it can be used to do damage and to more rapidly iterate and make things that can cause problems, and it can also be used in um, scanning and checking for things. So Tom is such a like a collector. He's a collector, and he's got a collection all on like floppy disks of every piece of malware he's ever encountered. And and I jokingly said to him, "Are you the guy that gets your gallbladder out and it's like sitting in a jar on your mantle or something?" And he goes, "Do you want to see my last kidney stone?" It was 9 centimeters, which to be fair is enormous. Like I
Oh
can't
my
even imagine.
God.
Wow.
But I mean, maybe he was
That's
kidding, but I
terrifying.
kind of felt like he was being serious.
I think
But
he was
anyway,
being serious.
he has this whole massive collection of malware, old and new, that he uses that as his training ground, I guess. And he uses AI to evaluate those things and then learn from them and learn how it goes from one to the next to the next to the next in the iterations. And then this AI becomes able to then forecast a bit better. So anyway, those aren't his words exactly. He would explain it much better, but still really just a fascinating kind of situation that I mean I've never heard of anybody that collects malware.
It's possible.
Security nerds do. So that was
It's
it was
probably
fun.
somewhere downloadable, like on the internet, all of the malware ever. Like, and probably you can run this on Docker, and people do probably do this and look at the code of like bedridden code, and like there's like so much like poetry in those like I love you. Like, I'm not sure if you people know the I love you virus that like went through the internet and like caused so much like harm or like disruption. And it's like that's like so old ago. I'm feeling old already talking about that because it has a Wikipedia page probably with like all the iterations on that. So yeah.
And we'll be able to blame Tom for Skynet becoming self-aware with all that information.
Or it will shut down Skynet because Skynet then discovers the I love you news, I love you like Visual Basic, and then it extincts itself by like running all the viruses and then like overloading itself.
That could
It was,
happen.
and this
Prehistoric
is
virus.
how that 1 hour conversation went from everything from war games to Terminator to floppy disks, and how I'll encapsulate it as security hasn't changed that much. It's just gotten a lot faster. So whether
lot
it's attack
faster.
or defense of it.
Hmm.
Because 20 years ago I could do the same hack to you, but like we talked a lot about spear phishing, but that would take a lot of time for me to like, okay, now I gotta actually find where Vito lives, go to his house, walk through his trash, kind of dumpster diving and all that. But I could
Is that
eventually then,
Thursday night for you, Jacoby?
yes, pretty much. How you can make it so much faster and wider by just scouring the internet for all the information on Vito and anyone who's ever talked to Vito and third, fourth order folk. So all that becomes faster. So it's not as easy to just make sure you lock your garbage can. Everyone's got to lock their garbage can.
Right.
I think it's also like social engineering as well now has become so much more enhanced with the rise of things like social media as well.
Yeah.
And people just data scraping from random quizzes, etc., that people find interesting on social media, and it's just a massive data collection thing. So
Yeah, I
But
remember
that doesn't
when
change
it
the
was
fundamental problem. The problem again being is someone's trying to spearfish you.
Yeah.
Which
yeah, but
back
like
in the
people already also putting out there like the data was like this. Like I remember like back in the like a few years ago, like this like the aging app thing where you was like post the photo of you very young, and then security people were like, please don't post photos of you when you were young and your photo right now, because we train these AIs already. Please don't help them that much.
yes,
Didn't work.
yeah, we're a
Everyone
little
did it.
more easily unlocking doors.
And
Anyway,
then
it was
right
a
after
great
this,
panel.
we went.
Thank you, Robot Stephanie, for hosting it.
Robot Stephanie, yeah. And right after this, we went
Perfect
into
dance.
Ben's session.
Oh, no, not this
and,
one.
Yeah, do you know this one, Ben? Have you heard of this one? So, and Stephanie was hosting. Let's hear from both perspectives. How was this? What were your takes from this, Steph? And then Ben, how was the experience for you as well after? You muted, maybe, Steph? Yeah. Yeah, we can't hear Stephanie.
We can't hear you.
There.
I was doing Velcro, and so I muted myself, and then I didn't. I'm the worst unmuter. Anyway, I was wishing that I could have been like in the room with you, Ben, because I was laughing at all of your jokes, but it's so tough doing a talk into the void, isn't it? It's brutal because you get no reaction, no anything. But like your D&D joke that you're a nerd and you like Dungeons and Dragons, and what was the D in the D? It was the
Discovery and deliverables report.
Discovering deliverables. So I mean, really, this you and I come from such a similar perspective that this really hit on all of the frustrations that happen when you are trying to outsource to somebody. You had some things that I thought were really insightful. I took notes. I never have heard and I never have thought about really the concept of including an outsourced partner. You said include them in the biz, help them to be like feel a part of things. And you gave an example of one time when you had done that, and when you were just explaining a problem to them, they actually came to you with a solution really quickly. So I like that. The other little tidbit I picked up was giving someone a paid test job. Of course, we do the same thing. We always do a paid job to test someone out, see their skill set. But I love that you said, don't put urgency on it. Don't give them a deadline. Just see what happens.
Right.
And if it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then like, okay, maybe you don't have to rush around to hiring them either. But if they get it back to you like the next day, then you know they're hungry and you know they're quick and they can do things. So I filed that one away. Oh, and the other favorite thing was what you said off camera. I mean, you were on camera because you said it's me, but it was not live. Are you nervous? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Go on.
Okay. We were talking about how we both knew Andrew and somebody else, whatever. And he said, I think AP came out the womb with a black book. And I thought that was hilarious.
That was your note.
Everybody, it's crazy.
I wrote it down because I thought that was so funny. AP came out the womb with a black book because he knows everybody. You know what? It sounds better in his accent. I think that's it.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
anyway, that was my perspective. How did you feel about the hosting of your session?
I'm on a come down of adrenaline, and like I absolutely loved it. Thank you, Stephanie, also for being such an awesome host. For me, it was one of those things that I feel the imposter syndrome was definitely there for me. I hate the phrase expert. I really do. I don't feel I am an expert. In any case, I've
Do you feel that
just
you're a
gone through this.
master? Are you a
It's a
master
master
though?
class, as I say. But
Because you did
for
name
me,
it a
it was.
master.
I did, yeah. I was probably bigging myself up a bit there. But in my, I've just been through the ringer so much on this sort of thing. Stephanie, you and I have got exactly the same sort of like reason why we started what we do, and that's because we just wanted to see the change in the outsourcing market that we want, that we believed was there. So, there's
Be the change you want in the world, Ben.
that's it.
Right.
That's us.
I mean, namaste, by the way. But I mean, in all seriousness, it was one of those things where I just thought, there's some cool stuff that I've learned over these years that just work. And if I can give even a few people some bits and pieces, and obviously all the free stuff, all the templates and everything that's in our website. So I've had some really cool emails from a few people saying thank you and stuff like that from that as well. So that's awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah, you did. You had a ton of freebies in there.
Yeah.
Well, they're in your new little LMS that you whipped up.
That's right. 2 days. 2 days to whip up an LMS.
Scroll through that presentation and get to the QR code in case anybody who's listening.
Let's do that. Yes.
Oh, or do they have to listen to your talk, Ben? What do you think?
No, it's all good. I mean, hopefully, the talk will be a good replay to explain how to use them. Also, right at the end there's a huge discount off our service. But oh, by the way, Vito, you owe me a $5 because I mentioned Atrium like at least 6 times in my talk.
I do owe you a $5 then. Hopefully you'll win the raffle. I think so I'll give you 100 times more. Thank you.
So yeah, Ben whipped up a little membership thing, a little academy here. In how many days, Ben?
Just 2 days.
In 2 days. And there's already a bunch of useful resources in there and more to come. Ben, do you guys have an app for submitting tasks and stuff?
Yeah, so we've got our own portal. Basically, yeah.
No. App. Because we have a portal as well, and then it sends you a notification. You go in and check on all that. And I was like, I keep like that bubble situation is percolating in me. I'm like, I would love to have an app.
Oh yeah. So you mean app, like mobile phone app?
Like so you get a ping and you can just respond right away rather than.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Interested.
And thank you very much. And then right after that, Jacoby took the stage with Carolyn, Emma, and James here from Hunter.io, Hostinger, and Yoast. And yes, please, Robert.
This was a great conversation, and I could have just had Carolyn on there for 3 hours. She has so much insight on the SEO side. It was kind of mind-boggling. But really a lot of it was, again, how to be human and authentic. I'm seeing that come up in so many conversations where AI is already part of the process. I mean, you see that in email automation with like Hunter. You see that obviously in SEO. And then, Hostinger has their AI platforms, but it's also hugely into organic marketing. So Emma kind of kicked us off with, the 4 C's of like consistency, collaboration, customer obsession, and quality content. So I decided to spell quality with a C. So it's that way. So you get 4 C's right off the start. There were citations. Excuse me, that's a wrong word I'm looking for. Operations and channels to organic marketing as well. Really, the biggest point is, and Shelby made. Shelby. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Put the thing back up so you can see the names. It is hard. After all day, it's like you have all the names in your head and then it just goes away.
Well, I was technically correct, but it's Carolyn. I wasn't calling her Shelby. Shelby.
Right.
Introduce Shelby for anyone who knows that reference. Um, but Carolyn made a great comment in that organic traffic is like a freight train, and I love this analogy. It takes a while to get it going, but also takes it forever to stop. And so the longevity of good organic content is immensely longer and more valuable than dumping all your hard-earned cash into Google AdWords or social media
Right.
ads or whatnot. So there's a lot of facts throughout the session about understanding your target audience, personalization, focus on conversions, not just eyeballs. But if there's one thing that why organic is so important is, I think, again, Carolyn encapsulated it in that analogy of a freight train. So please check it out. I thought it was very helpful. I'm a huge believer in organic. I remember running an agency for almost 20 years, never paid for any, SEO, AdWords or social media ads. And because we just had good content, we would rank number one for where we wanted to rank, just because of the content. And it took forever. And then one day we're like, oh my goodness, we made it past the page. We're on the first page. Oh, and if you add our actual city to it, now we're number one. So I mean, it was fantastic. So I'm a firm believer in putting out good content, and a lot of good tips and advice in that session.
Keyword
Nice.
stuffing, yeah, as well.
Yeah, don't do the keyword stuff.
Why it
That-
worked.
that-
He was doing the white on
no,
white.
no. Yeah, white
White
on
on white.
Yeah. White on
literally
white.
common mistakes. Keyword stuffing, chasing algorithms, misleading content. No.
Listicles.
Listicles. Yes. Yes,
And then-
definitely. Skulls.
And then straight after that, Robert, you continued with the session with Robert right here in this room with us as well. And by the way, Robert is joining us from Greece. I missed which island you're on, or if it's maybe the mainland over there for a company retreat. So thank you so much for you could be either hanging out on a beach somewhere right now, and looks like you decided for whatever reason to hang out with us for the upcoming hour as well as do the session today. So thank you very much, Robert. And
Yeah, from one cool kids to the other cool kids. Like I'm really like as you know me, like I'm having fun with all people here, and I'm really like that's why I was like I need to go to to my other family. Sorry, I need to leave you, my colleagues. So because my other family is calling, so I need to go there.
It's nothing to do with the fact it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning in Greece right now. Then, and everybody's probably in bed.
Yeah, everyone's in bed.
Yeah. Likely.
Zachary messaged me earlier and he was like, hey, like it was like a coinky dink. He's like, hey, he happens to be wearing the same exact outfit as in his profile pic. And I'm like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And
By
every
chance.
other time you see him anywhere, yeah. Good thing you packed it.
I actually don't think Robert has any other clothes at this point in my life, because I've only seen him in the hat and the green shirt.
Yeah, the thing that you're thinking about is called branding. And I get compliments from several people. Even like like just for the record, when it's cold, I have a jacket. Guess the color. So yeah, I'm like if you either you do it or you don't.
That's
Well, you're doing it.
hold
I
on.
actually said just the other day, Robert, I said to the other Robert, I said to Jacoby, I said that on camera, I said this guy is a master at, oh my gosh, what do we have?
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Is it a
Put it
Lego
close.
or a pin? Yeah.
It's a
I
USB.
said, oh my.
And by the way,
That's
there is a very bad internet joke hidden in this thing. Like Robert, do it again. Do it again. Like show them. Like do it again. What is that? What is the lower piece now? For like
I'm
that
so
they got a
nervous
link-
because Robert has such a dirty mind. I don't answer it, Robert.
No.
It's
No. It's
torso.
No, Windish. Jacoby. Yeah.
Torso.
Yeah.
It's torso.
Yeah. Everybody else, what is now? What is like? Yes, and now what is the torso? What is now happening? Again, it's a bad internet joke.
I don't
Bad
get it.
internet joke. Yeah.
Plugging in.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Robert, lower your right, like lose the right thing. Yes, exactly. What do you now? What do you now have?
A
What
house?
is that? What is that called?
Your body.
It looks like a house.
Okay,
Pretty sure it's.
I solve. That's headless.
Ah, right.
I said bad. Like, so sorry for everybody
You
who's
warned us.
waiting for like a
did warn
very good joke. I said like a bad joke.
You did say it was bad. You did.
Yeah.
You gave us
On-
fair warning.
And so, with that, let's jump and talk about multi-site. I think that's more exciting than the joke itself. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
Robert.
I'm German.
And-
Sorry, I'm German. Like bad jokes.
Dave
Bad
just
jokes are our
commented.
thing.
Maybe Dave just commented that is next level commitment to the joke. We're applauding it.
So tell us what were you sharing here, Robert?
So that was the beginning of my talk of like the ground level of like the main difference between having like a plentiful of like single installations and like simply using multi-site.
Pretty basic in that way, and then it got deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the upside being an enterprise like being part of an enterprise agency. You have those stuff just flying around in the documentation, and you're going like, but why is nobody else using that? Because they don't know that they have a itch that they can scratch with WP-CLI. That's why I was like raving about WP-CLI, because like we noticed when we talk about like really like let's say more advanced usage of WordPress, then you still meet people who do not know the command line interface of WordPress, and you're going like, but why? You could be way faster if you could simply use those things, because you can automate so many things. And by the way, why we're talking about the WP CLI thing, there is a AI thing, because like we need to talk about AI. There is a piece called MCP, which is Model Context Provider, and a connection to WP CLI. And you can like MCP simply explains AI how something works. There's a beautiful video about MCP in Blender where someone explains in Claude, I want to do this, and then Blender simply does things, and you're going like, oh, cool. I'm jobless. And WPCLI is that simply the MCP explains like, hey, that's how you use WPCLI, and now you can write in natural language, hey, the image number 110, please make it a guy in a t-shirt, and then the image gets changed because the AI goes like, oh, I know what to write in WPCLI, and so you can automate your command line. And now imagine that the next step is then like simply connecting that to standard WordPress, and then magic.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, that's definitely where it's headed. Rich Table also yesterday kind of commented on some of the potential of where AI is going to fit into WordPress, and that definitely came up there. Which is a good actually opportunity to talk about a session that we have tomorrow with Yost and with Yost de Valk, who's gonna, as well as James Lapin, I think is how it's pronounced. So let me do it properly. 1 second.
Pascal, James, and Yost.
Yes, exactly that. And so really a power panel right here. Pascal is the senior developer relations at Google. We have another session with Google joining us to wrap up the week, as well as Joost de Valk, who is the partner of Amelia Capital, also the founder of Joost SEO. It's kind of what he's most known for, as well as an investor at Adarim. And then we have James LePage, who's the director of engineering at of AI at Automatic. So we're going to have a panel to deep dive into some of these topics tomorrow, Robert. Sounds like this is going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yes,
Can we
and,
just take a second? This is Google, Automatic, and Amelia Capital with Yoast. I mean, these are some powerhouses, and I mean, there's Yoast has really gotten himself so much into the forefront. You know, drama notwithstanding, the reason there was drama even remotely around him was because he is so integral to the community and to the WordPress project at this point, right? With Yoast
Yes.
SEO, with Amelia Capital, and all of the. I mean, I can't even imagine how many like businesses and products and things that they've backed at this point. But
Yeah, I would
they
I
are
would say
backing.
easily like a quarter of the companies that are presented at Web Agency Summit have probably been invested in by Amelia to some degree, or personally from Yoast or
This is
for
my point.
example.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we have a panel with this guy, with a head engineer at Google and head of
Automatic.
engineering at Automatic, I mean, they're going to talk about what AI is going to look like and like what AI is going to do to WordPress. These are people
It's probably
that
what's gonna happen. Yes.
Yeah,
this
just
is
to,
who's going to tell us what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
and just to make the point, like the MCP to WPCLI, that was Pascal. Like
Yes.
that was Pascal project at the CloudFest hackathon. So you have
right.
the person who simply did this, and
That's
I can
very good.
recommend you the blog post of Pascal Birchler, where he has a video about like doing the AI stuff there. He's then there can talk about that. So like totally
Yeah, I want
qualified
that
to
link.
like it would be
Amazing.
like I will try to
So
catch
that's
it. Still offsite, but I will try to catch it.
That's a don't miss. And once again, I probably sound like a broken record to everybody, but there are not a lot of rooms that you have access to where these fellas are just sitting there and
Right.
asking you, "Hey, do you have any questions for me? What would you like to ask me? What would you like to say to me right now?" So it's an incredible opportunity. If you make it to any session live, make it that one, and
and
take
for the
take the
low
opportunity
price of free.
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't
100%.
miss it.
And with this, we're going to continue to Donata, our very good friend Donata. But before we jump into that, I just want to let everyone know we're 5 minutes before midnight here in the UK. And we're just about to announce the winner of the $500 award. So stick around. And then right after that, we're going to dive for just a few minutes to kind of do a quick roundup of what's going to happen tomorrow.
We don't need to do the next one after that, though, right?
Yeah, we're going to skip this one. And
Yay.
no, Jen, no way. If anything, we're gonna skip Donata, but also not.
But also not.
Yeah. So, Steph, always a pleasure to see both of you together. You almost died at Donata's house.
Yeah.
For those that
You know what I was thinking though? I almost died at her house once. But do you remember we were all in Portugal and they almost died? Remember they
That's
got like
true.
OG COVID. They almost
Oh
died.
yeah.
And Andrew almost died, and Vito somehow just.
I'm not sure if it's safe to allow you guys to congregate together anymore in person.
That's why we're only virtual at this point. No one could be together.
One of the main reasons.
No two of us could be within 50 yards.
Yeah.
Also, we'll get in a fight. But I remember that everyone got sick. Andrew thought he was cold at the time as well. It was way too much for him to handle COVID around this, and I was walking around trying to giving food and whatever, but mostly just shouting in the flat in the Airbnb that we rented. It's all in your heads. It's all in your.
They were like Hans and Zanata had such a long night. Like they had such a horrible night. They told each other that in case they didn't make it to the morning, that they loved each other.
Really
and they,
well.
like, they were that sick that night. Like they said their final goodbyes.
And did they say which one was going to be the one to kill Vito?
So anyway, yeah, we've had a lot of wild adventures, and trauma brings you closer. It's great.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
so what was Donata talking about? Is this like was that a fireside chat?
Of course.
Yeah.
Very nice. So please give us a quick summary here, Steph.
I mean, Donata just knows her stuff. I wish you could just play her little intro thing after the ad of her, just her stats. She's just like, yeah, and I have this degree, and yeah, I have these letters and these letters, and yeah, and I'm the ADA's liaison to the United Nations.
Right.
Like what? Like she's the liaison between these two like enormous organizations in the country and the globe, and she's just so low key and chill about it. And I mean, she's just amazing. My mom
I'm a dog
watched.
lover.
My mom watched because she knows Donata from one or more of
Right.
those incidents, and she sent her a little text. What a great session! Very interesting and informative. It was so
Right.
nice seeing you under better circumstances.
That's very nice.
It's so
And
random.
and right after that, and of course, Donata and Termageddon are in the exhibit hall. So go on there, spin the wheel. They're actually giving away free product in there, and you don't even need to try hard. You just need to have an agency. So go there, click the button, and claim your free privacy policy and auto-updating privacy policy and auto-updating terms and conditions from the Termageddon booth. And right after this, we're gonna go into the session with Jen here. We're talking about accessibility, also led by Steph. Yes, please. How was it?
I mean, if there's things we know about Jen, it's that she is gonna be prepared, and she is gonna drill it home, and she is not going to have any fluff. She is not gonna mess around. Jen is not telling the jokes about how you know if somebody is interested in accessibility, and the answer, of course, is just wait. They'll tell you. But how many? Can we like get a clicker on how many times I've told that joke?
I've got it
Anyway.
on 3 so far, just today.
Like just today, out of the gate, it's a list of like, hey, you want to do a full audit, or you want to do a lightning audit? You want to just do a lightning audit that you can do for cheap and quick? Then you do these things. Literally, you do these things. You check this thing, you do this, you do this. If you said yes to 3 or more of those, they get you. Here's a scoring thing. You get this,
Oh, I love that.
and then here's how you figure out how to price it. And then, of course, on her site, the easyallyguide.com, you can go, and she's what is it? Is it a course, Jen? I can't remember.
Learn.
Yeah, so it's a 5-day accessibility challenge that I do.
Okay, is it
So this presentation goes over the what, and then the 5-day course goes over the how.
Yeah,
like we.
I still think there was a
you through
decent amount of
every single
how
thing.
in here as well. It was really, I mean, it was just every slide had like things to ask great questions, set goals. Even a slide toward the end that was saying, well, what if people push back, or what if people say this? And she gave suggestions for how to like specific like scripts, what to say, and also how to like anchor your pricing, because all of this is kind of complicated, and it's complicated to sell because a lot of us don't fully understand it, so we are insecure in our sales techniques. But then also, if for folks to say, well, my audience doesn't have disabilities, right? You've got that kind of a thing. And so she really just oh, there it is, it's right on that screen.
Yeah.
So she overcomes a lot of those objections and all that. So yeah, definitely go check out, watch the replay and go check out her site. And you can come hang out with me and Jen like every Thursday. She's a regular in our Thursday night
I am
hangout
usually
in the Focus on Your Biz group.
And
What'd you say?
can ask baking questions. I'm usually baking, so you can also ask baking questions.
That's very cool.
Big fan of sourdough, she is, and
Steph,
dogs. We get what?
Good to know, because I'm too lazy to make sourdough, but I do like to make some quick breads in my Dutch oven. So I will gladly take hints and suggestions on that.
Yeah. We got on a run where like every week it was just like
me and Michael.
Can we talk about web security again? Something else? Like I'll take anything.
Yeah, me and Michael got on a big kick on bread making, and yeah, Stephanie was like, I don't bake bread.
Oh, it smells so good though.
It does.
Jen, how'd you feel doing your talk? Were you nervous?
Back to the talk. Sorry.
I've done, so many talks for so many years that I really don't get nervous anymore. I have like the
Okay.
highest level of nerves, honestly, when I'm trying to record something for YouTube
Right.
because there's no audience, and I'm like, where's my people watching me perform up here? I'm just performing in front of the dog, who at least she watches me, and, provides encouragement and love.
Well, that's good. I just have cats, so they're just like
They do not provide the encouragement and love.
like
Were they the ones messing with your internet this afternoon?
probably.
And
Cat
right
hair
this
in
is,
my-
as the last session of the day, Jacoby, you joined Ken Kelly, the CEO of Never Settle, uncovering hidden
and yet he
profits.
did settle for having Jacoby instead of me. So
Whoa!
Oh, fire.
Gosh, it hurts so much.
Ken Kelly.
So
I
this
like
is
that
a
guy's
classic.
name. It's got two of everything almost.
Great conversation, great human being, very thoughtful. Yes, there was AI in the discussion. I don't think I've heard a session that has not at least mentioned AI briefly.
Yeah.
So
I didn't.
let's just assume it's the water we drink, the air we breathe. But
No,
really
those two didn't. And none of the ones I've been on today talked about AI.
Yeah, right.
I don't think.
Yeah, but it's just the world now. It's like not talking about the internet.
Who said that? Was that
Exactly.
you that said that first, Peter? Or are
Sorry.
you copying somebody? Who said that first? I thought that was a perfect analogy for it.
I'm
That
sure he's copying me.
I made it up on the spot right now. I think I'm the first person that ever said that analogy.
Oh, okay. That's brilliant. Yeah,
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
we're all talking about websites, but we don't have to it's not a talk about the internet. It's just an implied part of it. And now we're heading that direction with AI that doesn't have to be a talk titled, something about AI, but it's just a fundamental piece of everything we're doing now.
100%.
Just want to finish with Ken just a little bit more because a lot of
sorry.
that
Sorry.
Stephanie Bot takes over conversation. A lot of good points about looking at processes if you've dared to even put any in place for your agency. And there's no way you're gonna scale well without processes. He goes through a bunch of them. My favorite one right off the top was asynchronous means asynchronous. So within their company, they stick to that. Like, don't expect a response from me right away because you DM me in Slack. Slack means I'll get back to you when I'm actually working and I have time for that.
Right.
So, but that's just one of the things that they've put in for how to manage communication channels, and they have communication in very specific channels. So asynchronous means asynchronous. A text message means something's on fire. So that's kind of how they've almost triaged communication, but putting in all these processes. And he talks about not only, can you now scale with that, but you'll actually see the points where productivity can be improved and tweaked as you continue iterating on your SOPs. So, great conversation, very engaging, and actually just fun.
I was completely nerding out because I'm a massive process geek myself, and everything we've built is seriously processed. And I mean, I will also take the credit for if they end up open sourcing that PM tool, because that would be amazing. Yeah. And I agree with you, Robert, in terms of, open source is just, it can flower and grow to so many different ways that, the original creators can't even imagine how it could have gone. So look forward to seeing the future on that one.
That's very cool. And with this, let's give away some money. What do you all say?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Like every day, we're gonna be raffling $500 right now, but there are rules. You must be in the chat when we make the announcement. We're gonna post it in there as well. And so, if you're outside, now's the time to jump in. If you're watching from the outside and you've been in the summit throughout the day, and if you're here, I hope it's gonna be you. Let's see who is gonna be. And again, every day, I try to kind of push to the limit how much I can make the announcement of the winner pop. So let's see what I managed to find on Canva today and slapped it on the screen there for Lucas Rodriguez, who's the winner.
Wow.
I can't even see the name. Who's the winner of $500. Well done, Lucas. Let's see if he's in the chat.
Vito, it's giving.
Can we make
Remember
the
that trend where
animation
everybody
stop?
had
Is this
everybody had
accessible?
AI?
Jen?
No, because it keeps going.
Yeah.
It has continued for more than 5 seconds without a pause or stop button.
That's the
That's
criteria.
the WCAG
5
criteria.
seconds?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Oh, is it really?
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
Stephanie's going on.
We need a
Stephanie's
pause
going
on
on.
you. There we go.
So the
I've only come back in to prove I'm not dead.
was there a
Woo,
concern?
You're not dead.
Well, you were talking about me nearly dying.
Hour and a
I'm not
half
dead.
since we saw you.
Oh yeah, remember how cold you were?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I don't think
You're
Lucas
not
is in the chat, to be honest. I think we're gonna find another winner.
No, he's in. He's in. He was underneath your comment saying, "Where are you?"
Oh, where is it?
No, that is a pop. That's one heck of a pop. So, okay, so this is what I was trying to say. Do you remember whenever there was that trend of like, but make it more with AI? And it would just be like, it's so insane. Like, I think that's what Vito's doing with the graphic. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know,
I did do
you're
that
even-
with like I built something on Lovable just to kind of like play around with the tool. And one of the things was like when someone clicks the button, they need to win, but make it big, make it bigger, make it bigger.
Really
And it became
the
like
biggest.
this. It became what I just showed you here. Exactly.
And they would
that.
say like, I mean, that's big, but it needs to be bigger. This is our pal James from Hey Press Go. He's another regular on the Thursdays. He's in Australia, so it's like I don't know 8 or 9 a.m. there for him. I do wish I could start my workday like this every day. Oh,
That's very nice. And
I mean, you
I
can
could-
on every Thursday, James. So that's good luck.
Yeah, that's true. Lucas was here just a second ago. Rodriguez, I saw that right a second ago, and now I lost it. Yes, there it is. Congratulations. So let's check out Lucas's business here. So Lucas has a design studio. I'm Lucas, a web and graphic designer, helping people make their visions come to life. This is his website. Yeah, very cool. Any notes that we want to give? And there he is, Lucas. Great to see you here.
Hey, Lucas.
Congratulations.
I like the power pose.
Yeah, that's solid. And one more time, Jen, you'll allow me one more time, yeah?
As long as it stops at 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
And
I want
go.
this to have
Okay,
like a
that's good.
cheer sound. By the way, when you couldn't find him in the thing, Zachary said, "Lucas, make your comment pop." Oh, that was a good one, Zachary.
That's awesome. Yeah, so congratulations. This is very cool. And our team is going to be in touch with you. And hopefully tomorrow you can even join us here if you're up for it, Lucas, for the after party. We're going to try and get all of the winners from the entire week to join us and announce the final winner of $2,500 on the final day, which is tomorrow. And so what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's do a quick recap in 4 minutes and then wrap it up for the day.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Also,
So,
we have a disclaimer here real quick we need to put up here. Dave would like everyone to know that he did not in any way sign off on, nor does he condone that window design.
Dave is our designer, and for sure, this is all my doing. And if you're not sure what it was, this is how it looks.
That's what it is. Yeah.
2,
We got the
1,
We have the
go.
disclaimer right on
There you
top
go.
of it, Dave.
Yeah, that's perfect. And so tomorrow we're kicking off the day with, of course, the daily kickoff. And we're going to be online here at 7 a.m. EST, 12 p.m. UK time, I think it is, right, Andrew? Yeah, 1 p.m., something like that. And and then right after that, we're going to kick off with the content, starting with Francisco, a friend of the family here. Building bridges, driving growth, the power of events and communities in business. So what I really like about
friend of the
Francisco-
family.
Sorry,
What do you mean, friend of the family?
I mean it's like Francisco and I go way back. Is what I mean.
Do you really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
I know
constant.
Francisco too.
Yeah, Francisco is a constant.
And he
I had
helped
a
us
good chat
also
with him in the
find.
lounge today.
Yeah, he was in the lounge. That's very cool.
He was in the lounge. We had a good chat, and it was cool. And he kept the lounge busy. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I know him since he used to work at Buddy Boss. Used to run
Yeah.
the marketing at
That's
Buddy
right.
Boss.
Yep.
And then he moved around a little bit. Now he does his own thing, teaching people how to build communities based on everything that he's learned. And he has a massive community of people that are building communities. And he has his own virtual events. Very cool guy. What I always love about the stuff that everything he touches looks solid. When you kind of look at the designs, the landing pages, the work that he delivers, it's always well thought of. So I think that this is going to be a great session to kick off the day. Building bridges, driving growth, the power of events and communities in business. And then right after that, we have Ronnie from ASIRX.
Acer X.
Acer X.
Acer X.
Acer X. Okay. There's a
Yes,
great
sir.
band. One of my
sir.
favorite
Junior
bands
guy.
called Racer X. Yeah, well, great band. But Ronnie's going to talk about the technical web compliance, ensuring legal and secure tracking in 2025, and they have basically this privacy first platform. I think that's it. Robert, I think you know better than me, right?
It's fascinating, and I've heard about it over a couple of years, and it's everything. It unfortunately uses all the buzzwords, so it's like blockchain this and that, but it's really making sure that you own your content and it can't be accidentally shared with other people. So a lot of it, like in the simplest form, is just like getting site statistics in honestly a purely anonymous way. It's like weird voodoo magic tech stuff. So it'll be fascinating to listen to.
That's awesome.
Cool.
And then right after,
I'm running that session, so that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to meeting Ronnie. I don't know if you guys know this.
You
Ronnie
have to
wins.
keep control of Ronnie.
He wins the prize for most names of any of our speakers at the summit this year.
Didn't know
Ronnie-
that was a contest.
Yeah, it was a tough one. We had a lot of threes, but no four. This is his only. He's the only.
Yeah, we had to put a BR just for him. I'll remove the BR. So right here we have streamlining digital agency workflows with custom CLI tools for Pressable. And Robert, you were talking about CLI a little bit on your session as well. And here we have a cool session by Pressable, which is a hosting brand by Automatic, running the agency-focused hosting side of Automatic. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Who is leading the panel?
Me. Am I
Yes.
like participating in this, or am I? I gotta look at my host doc.
Yeah, that's for tomorrow. That's for tomorrow to figure out.
I know, but is
And
it? Am I running? Am I doing the questions, or am I just introducing them?
That's a question for the document that I don't have the answer for.
I'll do my
and it's
homework.
right-
It's a sponsored talk, so that means nothing.
Yeah, it could be all kinds of different stuff, and that's the magic of doing things live. You come in, you just listen to these experts; they already know what to say. So it's just, I'm sure you'll do a great job there, Steph.
That's what my session with Ken was like at the end of today. Well, I couldn't get the slides because my internet's dead. Blah 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 blah. All right, we got this.
Yeah, let's just talk. Yeah, that's great. And then right after that, we have another power panel here, as we mentioned before, with Pascal, who's the Senior Developer Relations at Google. And then we have James LePage, who is the Director of Engineering AI at Automatic. And then alongside them, we have...
We don't actually have James LePage.
Does anybody have like deja
He's just
vu? Didn't we talk
cancelled.
about that?
Oh, when was canceled? Today? Like 2 hours
Like
ago?
minutes ago.
Oh, yeah?
Just literally 12 minutes ago. 12 minutes
Okay.
ago. He's got his diary mixed up.
That's cool. Let's see who's going to join us instead of James. And alongside Joost de Volk, who is the partner of Miller Capital, the founder of Joost SEO, and an investor in our space, but also a sponsor with Progress Planner for this year's event for the very first time. Taco was here with us earlier on the sessions as well. Oh, was it today? No, I don't know. Right after that, I'm gonna do a demonstration of Adarim, show you around how you can save time using our system, and I'm gonna show you things like this, like change this to this. Dave,
Speaking of, on the
demo,
the folks that have won the $500 so far each day, they are. Let's see, we've got I can't think I can remember their names. I remember. Nope, don't remember any. My brain is fried. But all 4 of the folks that have already won, there's a link at the bottom, and you can actually click on it and leave feedback on their sites for them. Completely.
look at Lucas. Lucas is already here. Well done, Dave, jumping on it. And yeah, let's add feedback to Lucas's
completely
website.
unrequested feedback.
Completely unrequested. Yes.
They do not want or need it, but we're gonna give it. We're gonna tell them what they're doing right and wrong.
Yes.
Feel free to leave nice
exactly.
comments too, like this is awesome, right? That's fine.
Very much so. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick demo of Adarim, going inside, seeing like how it's all structured. I'm only gonna find the relevant page here, and there it is. And right after that, we're joined by Elid.
Is that going to be an Irish name that doesn't use any of the actual letters in it?
Elite.
I feel like it might be.
Elite, probably.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Product engineer at Flutterflow, and we're going to be talking about choosing your tech stack, navigating the abstraction spectrum with Flutterflow. So this is a pretty cool system there, and I think that Robert, you're leading this one.
Nope, that's me.
No, the Steph.
No,
yeah?
Stephanie's got a whole bunch of them tomorrow.
No,
I get a break.
And then right after that, we're joined by Raquel here from Zapier, who is going to talk to us about 3 ways to create community magic, bringing in a little bit more on the community side here and what she's learned being the community strategist at Zapier. She did a bunch of really incredible initiatives over there to create a community of zappers, or they have a really fancy, cool name for it. So she's going to share some of these tips. Very powerful. If you have a niche for your agency, if you're serving a specific audience, a defined audience, leaning into community is always the right, smart choice. The hard one, but the smart one in the long run. And that's why we have the Web Agency Summit for all of us here as our little thing that we do around this. But you can also join our Discord where there's a bunch of cool stuff going on in there on a regular basis. And we're all hanging out there for sure. So Zapier is going to join us. And then right after that, we're going to show you.
Vito, excuse me 1 second.
Please.
2 things. 1, Zapier makes you happier.
That's true.
Definitely.
It is spelled Zapier, but it's pronounced Zapier, like it makes you happier. That's how you remember it. Yeah, I know. It's let's not even get started on the GIF conversation again. It's been done. But can we just talk again for a second about like freaking Zapier. Like that's an
Freaking Zapier. Yeah.
it's an unbelievable get. Like you can go talk to the community strategist at Zapier. Like that's pretty cool. Show up, ask some questions. You have access.
Very exciting for sure.
That's all.
And then right after this, Dave, Jerome, and myself are gonna go behind the screens, and we're basically this was a highly requested session that will basically show how we built this thing. This is all running on WordPress. This is all built initially by me, like in a couple of weeks, just when COVID started. But then the rest of the team have contributed to it a year and after year and every single year since then, and evolved the platform a lot more. So we're going to go into WP admin here and show behind the scenes how we created all of the different components that are sitting in the summit. There's a lot of cool stuff here to see. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing. Basically, just giving you a bit of a workshop, and you can ask questions.
And you know what? And while that's happening, the whole thing is just going to burn to the ground because these guys are all going to be busy.
I might delete the user number 1, and let's see what happens. You know, let's see what's going to happen.
No, I didn't mean you were going to burn it down. I mean, like with you three all on camera there, like the whole back end is just going to crumble.
Right. And no one to fix it.
We're going to all just trip over. Somebody's going to trip over a cord, knock over a light. It's going to burn the joint down.
And right after this, we need to add the logo here for Cami for Manage WP. She's joining us from Manage WP or on behalf of Manage WP. Cami is a web agency owner and the WordPress expert, and we're going to talk about to-do lists. Running an agency means managing clients, projects, endless tasks. What if you could grow your business without adding more work? That sounds pretty good to me. What if?
It is good. Yeah, this is Web Cami. You may know her as
Web Cami. That's right.
Yes. And the gingers are going to unite here, so watch out. Watch out. It's going to get spicy. We're going to talk about. She has a. I got to remember now what she does a newsletter that has like tips for like this not your to-do list thing. Like she's got productivity tips and stuff that she does on a regular basis, and they're excellent. They're not like your usual fluff, like make yourself a list, break it into chunks. It's like actual good advice. Yeah.
That's awesome. And right after that, the after party, where we're going to be joining a similar round to this. Hopefully not an hour and a half like we did right now. Hopefully 2 hours, 3 hours, something like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, make sure you have a drink because we're going to be drinking here. I still have my bottle of whiskey from the last summit sitting here on the shelf. I think it's going to need to come out for that last session. So join us at the after party. We're going to be giving away
a bottle of whiskey from 2 years ago.
Yeah, they can last.
Oh, yeah.
Not in my house.
This one's sitting here on the shelf. Nice. And waiting for its opportunity.
Wow.
I don't drink at work, at least not that often. At the desk. Yeah, so please join us. It's gonna be awesome. And in the meantime, I want to thank everyone that have joined us here on this session. Thank you very much, Robert, CIO at Side, and Ben from Uprise Digital. Thank you both for speaking today as well and for joining us. Andrew, always a pleasure. And of course, my co-hosts Stephanie and Robert. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you everyone who joined on the chat.
I know what we should do with the extra $500. Can we get Andrew some internet service instead of the can and the string with his computer?
No, he can come to Greece. He can simply come here, and then he has internet. See how good this is.
Okay.
Or bail him out from whatever prison he's in.
I like that. Robert Windish, can you hit Vito up for the airfare, please?
No, so
$500 or less, and you're in. Yeah.
Yes, just have an offsite here, Andrew. Just have an offsite of your company here, and like simply be here, work together, puzzle, and enjoy the beach.
We actually have a plan of doing that exactly that. So I might talk to you, Robert, to get some notes on to what you guys are doing there.
Vito, I
Nice.
know. I spoke with Alex.
Ah,
That's
And
why.
I
That's
can
I
kind of
know.
speak
I was
Greek,
I was at
so
the, I was at a
it's kind of,
sponsor booth. So
I
that's
can
for
remember
every
all my Greek.
exactly. So for everybody else who's still listening to that, please go to the sponsor area, because I was there today, and those people are really here. They sponsor the event, they make it happen, and what they would like to have some conversations with people who are interested
yes.
in making their business better and growing and like using the services and give feedback. So that's why I was at the Arterim booth and like spoke with the Arterim people there. That's why I know that they want to have an offsite, and that's why I was hinting this Greece this Greece place here.
You don't need to hint
know-
how. This is my favorite holiday spot for sure.
There's one
I
other
love it.
quick thing that is going to be real exciting tomorrow. It's big news. For the first time all week, the Focus WP sponsor booth is going to be up.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to get there.
Congratulations.
there tomorrow.
You did it.
It's going to be great. Yeah. I haven't yet, but it will be by tomorrow. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
The procrastination queen.
I can't wait to see you all in 11 and a half hours.
Mhm.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining
Hey,
us. And have
everybody.
a
See you
great
tomorrow.
evening. See
See
you
you,
tomorrow.
See
Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. See you well, I'm Ben.